بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sumayya Hassan and welcome to Aspire. In today's session, I would like us to talk about how to make your mark in your new job. So, you made it. Alhamdulillah, you got the job. You impressed the interviewer, you impressed your new supervisor, your hiring manager, and they gave you the job. So now that you have the job, how can you set your mark? What do you need to do to create the right impression and to sustain it? And remember, you need to look good not only for your supervisor, but also for your peers, for your co-workers, and other stakeholders who interact with your company, whether directly through your position or through other positions that may still require you to interact with them. So it is very important that you behave suitably. Remember, the company has its values. You need to understand what are the company values and how do I need to align to these company values. At the same time, you need to behave as a well-rounded professional. So what you want when you join the new organization is to ensure that you're behaving suitably in line with the company values. What are the company values? You need to understand that. And you also need to be an all-rounded individual, an all-rounded professional. Yes? And bear in mind, this is very important that you bear in mind, first impressions tend to last. And what that could mean is that your first impression could create a long-term impression that actually affects your career trajectory. People tend to remember certain things. So you want to get it right. Now, what are some of the things you therefore need to do to help you get it right? Number one, know your job. It's really important that you understand the role that you've been hired for and that you understand the expectations of your role. What are you required to do? What are the deliverables of this job? And then you need to plan or how you're going to deliver this job and then get on with it. That's what you need to do. But first, ensure you understand. There is no need for you to work so hard at something that is completely wrong. You've heard this statement. Nothing is so useless as to do well that which should not be done at all. You don't want to be doing the wrong job, only to come and find out later that actually that's not what we expected from you. At the same time, arrange a regular meeting with your supervisor so that you're regularly updating him or her on your progress. That way you're not constantly looking like you have to be handheld, but at the same time you are keeping them informed. Time management is extremely critical. Whether it is a new job, whether it is a promotion, remember, don't miss deadlines or timelines that have been set for you. And if you are having a difficulty completing a task on time, for whatever reason, whether the task is difficult or the time wasn't enough or something else came up, you need to tell your supervisor with advance notice. Do not wait until the last minute to go and tell them, oh, I can't meet that timeline. That makes you look very unprofessional and very tacky. You don't want to do that. So there are other things that I want to share with you, tips to help you really make your mark in this new job. Become a subject matter expert. There are enough people who are generalists in very many different things, and no doubt you will be too in very many different things. However, can you look for an area that you can be the expert, that you will be the go-to person, whether it's a specific topic, it's a specific area. Find a specific program, a project within your line of business and make sure you are the person as far as that project is concerned. Read up on your topic, go for training on this topic, and apply the knowledge that you gain. The more you know in your area, the more you utilize it to benefit the company, the more you use your skills to benefit the company, the more you will become the expert in that area, and you will get the recognition as the expert in a particular field. This is one of the ways to really make your mark. Be a subject matter expert. Think carefully through it and decide which is the area that you can be the expert on and really focus on that area. The other thing I encourage you to do in making your mark, go above and beyond. Go the extra mile. Don't be that person who is just looking at, well, my contract says 8 to 5 and I've done my 8 to 5. That could be one way of looking at it. But when I say go above and beyond, I'm not only looking at time. There are days that you'll need to come in really early or stay really late. That's going above and beyond when the work requires. We're not telling you sleep in the office as a general thing. Remember, I said be all-rounded, yes? Going above and beyond is with respect to actual deliverables. This shows your level of commitment. And what is it telling your boss? When you really are turning up and showing up, committed and going above and beyond, it tells them, I want to be here. I'm not here just because I couldn't find any other job. I actually want to be in this company doing what I'm doing now. That's very encouraging for your boss. You've had this statement before. When you are given a cup to clean, clean it like it's never been cleaned before. It may be that your skill sets are much more superior than cleaning a cup. That's okay. Clean that cup like it has never been cleaned before. The next time there is a much bigger job that requires a lot more responsibility, a lot more focus, attention, they will remember how well you cleaned that cup because you will have shown diligence, you will have shown commitment, you will have shown hard work. And the reality is we tend to like to give the more serious work to people we've tested. I've tried you out cleaning that cup. I've seen your commitment. I've seen your achievement. I've seen your teamwork. When I have something more serious, I will want to give it to you, as opposed to that person who can't be bothered because this work is too junior for them as far as they are concerned. They are waiting for the big job to come. Guess what? Many times that big job may not come to you because you haven't been tested. You know, your attitude is that you're waiting for the big things. Start with the small things. You really cannot climb a ladder from the top. Remember that. If you're given a cup to clean, clean it like it's never been cleaned before. So some of the things you can do here to show your commitment, ask for work. Really? Yes. Maybe you're not being given enough work, or the task that you've been given, you finished. Go and ask for more. Ask, how else can I help? All these show somebody who takes initiative. It shows somebody who is a go-getter. Employers like that. Yes? Ask questions. This helps you to understand what is happening around you more, understand your position more, understand what is happening in the project more, and talk to people. Talk to people in the organization, those within the same level as you, those who are above you, those who have lower levels in the organization. Talk to all of them. You will learn from their knowledge, you will benefit from their experience, you will exhibit your thirst for knowledge, for understanding the company, for your own professional development, and at the end of the day, it will show that this is somebody who's really going above and beyond. The other thing I encourage you to do, find a need and volunteer to fix it. Any company will have issues that require solutions, and perhaps this is something that the company is already aware about, they're already working on it, or they're looking for a solution. In some cases, maybe they hadn't yet realized, oh, there's an issue here, waiting for somebody perhaps from the shop floor to let them know. It could be an inefficient process. It could be a technology that is outdated, very difficult to work with. It could be a missing resource. Find the gap. Inform your supervisor, not only of the gap, but your proposed solution to it. And if you can have a plan to fix it, wow, look at that. That is the initiative that employers are looking for. Not only have you identified the gap, not only have you proposed a solution, you've come up with a plan of how that can be fixed. That shows your ability to think outside the box. This wasn't part of your job description, but you went outside what was required of you to look for things that will add value to the company. So be part of the solution. This is part of what will really set you apart in the company. Okay, how else can you make yourself so value adding that you almost become indispensable. I say almost because no one is indispensable. But how can you set yourself up to be really, really valuable in a company? Remember, all of us have talents. And some of those talents may not be directly relevant to your line of work, but there is a way you can bring them to bear in your job. It could be something that you are really good at. It isn't in your job description, but it will benefit the business. Why don't you bring that in? For example, you could be a real expert at videography, at Photoshop, at some IT skill or the other, at writing, editorial. This may not be in your work description, in your job description, but it could be something that really will assist the company. Let that skill shine. Especially something that you're not being paid to do, but you bring it out that, by the way, I have this and that skill, and I've seen I can assist the company to do this or that or the other. It shows you to be very multifaceted. It shows you to be very multi-talented. It shows that you're able to benefit the company even outside your immediate area. Now, the more value you're able to show the company that you're adding, the more you're able to climb up that corporate ladder. So remember, the talents that you have, bring them to bear for the benefit of the company. As far as your attitude is concerned, adopt an attitude of being cheerful but professional. What does that mean? It means that you treat people courteously, you treat people respectfully, you treat people with enthusiasm, you approach your work with enthusiasm, with focus, with dedication, and remember to also take yourself with the appropriate level of seriousness. Don't be so serious that you're regarded as being stuffy, but don't be such a joker that nobody else takes you seriously. You want to convey the image of a professional who is reliable, who is organized, who is efficient. All these are very important. Demonstrate proactivity. Really, your employer is not looking for just another average employee. Be extraordinary. Don't wait for your supervisor to come to you and give you a task. You look for them. Seek them out. If your supervisor or team has encountered an issue, ask, how may I help? If you see a colleague is really overwhelmed, be the person that offers to help relieve their load. Be extraordinary. Offer to help. Remember to also ask for guidance. Yes, this is a two-way street. There are places you can help, there are places you can be helped. Together, we can do more than I can do alone. Yes, so remember, you can do much more by reaching out than toughing it out. Don't let your guard down. What do I mean here? Don't be the person who is constantly complaining, constantly bringing their personal problems to the office, constantly talking about how much they dread doing this, that, the other. Oh, I can't wait for Friday. This is always what you're talking about in the office. What does that do? It makes you look irresponsible. It makes you look disorganized. It makes you look like you're creating excuses for your inability to perform. You don't want to do that. So be very mindful of your actions and put your best foot forward. Avoid negative behavior in the office. Avoid office politics and office rumors. Be consistent. Say please. Say thank you. Show appreciation when something good is done. These are some of the things that really set you out in a very positive way. Dress for success. What does that mean? It means be smart. Whatever that may mean to you in your definition. I'm not telling you to wear this type of dress or that type of dress. You know what is appropriate when you step out of the house. Yes, especially as a Muslim. You want to ensure you're properly in hijab, whether you're male or female. But being in hijab doesn't mean your hijab should look like it has come out of the mouth of a cow. It looks like it's all chewed up, creased. Be smart. Let your hijab be ironed. Yes, be well-groomed. Being in hijab does not mean you cannot be well-groomed with your, just looking rough generally. No, you can be very smart, very well-groomed, and in proper hijab. Lead by example. The way you want others to treat you, how about you treat them like that? And don't say, oh, but they do this to me. No, you set that example that you want others to follow. A bit of humor is good. It helps to lighten up the environment. It helps to bring a team together and help to bond. But remember, this should be natural. It should not be overdone that now you become the joker in the office. And at the same time, when I say humor, I do not mean ridicule. Do not bring other people down. I'm not telling you to make others the butt of your jokes. No, I'm talking about using humor as a tool to bring a team together and to lighten a situation. Finally, how you manage yourself in the first weeks is very important for setting an impression, an immediate impression and a long-term impression. But you need to maintain this continually. It isn't that, oh, I've now made my good impression, I can just drop and become lax. And no, you need to be at the top of your game. And to be at the top of your game, you need to have that dedication throughout. Strong relationships within the workplace are built on trust. You need to keep your word. When you say you will do it, do it. And if you cannot do it, tell them why. Ask for more time, ask for more resources, but be that person who is trustworthy, who is communicative, who is resourceful, and who is reliable. And then watch what that does to your career. Ladies and gentlemen, that is today's Aspire show. I look forward to hearing your comments on any of the social media handles streaming at the bottom of your screen. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.